boys are here, so it must be time to talk sport. Cam McMillan, Herald Sports Deputy Editor, and Chris Reive, Herald Sports Journalist. Hey guys, thanks for being with us this morning. So Cam, just first up, the T20 World Cup. What do the Black Caps need to do to make the semi-finals?
Well, it'll help if they beat England tomorrow morning. If they beat England, they'll top the group and they're definitely into the semi-finals. And it'd be nice if England coach Brendan McCullum and bowling coach Tim Southee kind of did us a favour. But if they don't beat England, then they're kind of relying on the Pakistan-Sri Lanka result. But they do have a bit of a giveaway, like about 70-run difference. If Pakistan can beat Sri Lanka, there's kind of a bit of a calculators will be out. But yeah, if the Black Caps win by 50 runs or lose by 50 runs, then Pakistan would need to win by 20, and if it all adds up to 70 roundabout. But yeah, obviously there's factor of wickets and stuff.
Yeah, so just talking about wickets, I mean, you know, suddenly New Zealand has spin bowlers beating the likes of Sri Lanka at their own game.
Yeah.
So how significant is that?
Well, it's significant because we've got these three spin bowlers who are genuine all-rounders now, with Rachin Ravindra, Glenn Phillips and Captain Mitchell Santner. All of them are amazing batters, and they could turn the game off the bat. But now they're also bowling 4 overs each, and Rachin Ravindra took 4 wickets against Sri Lanka on a slowing pitch where the Sri Lankans obviously they were the home team, it was in Colombo, and they just didn't read the pitch well at all. So if you've got 3 genuine spinners who can also bat, that's 12 overs of your 20. The top line spinner, Isodi, only bowled 2 overs. So it's suddenly like New Zealand, we've never really had this many spin options. Back in the day, it would just be Daniel Vettori and McCullum would come in. And now we've got like four spinners who can bowl in the subcontinent, which is huge. And then you've kind of got Matt Henry at the top of the bowling order, who's often taking a wicket with his first ball of the innings, which is an amazing run he's had. So yeah, suddenly we've got spinners, which is great. And if we do face someone like maybe India in the semi-finals, it will do well to have these spin options.
Does that make cricket, more exciting, having an increased number of spin bowlers? I mean, it's quite good to watch, right?
Yeah, definitely. Especially in T20, you need that variety, and the slower bowlers seem to work better than anything can come off the bat when you've got a fast bowler as well. And it also just shows that a lot of cricket now is played in India or in the subcontinent with the IPL. So it means that our players are often playing 4 to 5 months a year in India. So they're used to the conditions, which helps us. Yeah.
Okay, well, let's pivot to Super Rugby. Chris, is the Crusaders dynasty over?
It's a nice thought, isn't it? They've been dominant for so long. They haven't started this year particularly well, and conceding 50 to the Brumbies at home is a little bit alarming, but you look at who they have in that squad and you know they're going to come right at some point. Whether or not the dynasty is over, whether or not they can actually win from what we've seen so far, it's a long season still to come, so probably a little bit too early to get too excited, but it is nice to see a little bit of jeopardy early on in the season.
Yeah, so can an Australian team actually win this year?
Anyone who watched the Brumbies last week would be pretty convinced that they could go all the way. They were far too good for the Crusaders, and the Waratahs have looked really good at the start of the year as well. So there's a lot of hope. Hopefully, they can at least challenge.
Okay, so a lot of hope. What about the Blues? They haven't looked so great, especially up against the Brumbies.
Yeah, so that's an interesting one. Like the Brumbies have looked so good, and the Blues are still sort of finding their feet. The Blues have been a weird one for me. They looked so good a couple years ago when they won the title, and last year they were pretty average. This year they've looked pretty average again. So they really need to sort of find what worked for them a couple years ago and try and bring that back into the fold. Otherwise, that's going to be a long wait for a title again.
Yeah, Canberra's a tough place to play as well, isn't it? But at least the Blues have come from Perth, so the Brumbies have had to come from Christchurch, so they're kind of meeting. They might have that edge, but it's not a fun place to go to, Canberra.
Yeah, a little bit
also
different.
To play rugby.
Canberra, it's a little bit
true.
different. Yeah.
Hey guys, just before we go, there was a story out yesterday with Snoop Dogg buying into the Welsh football team Swansea. We've got all sorts of celebrities who are quite keen on doing this. What's this all about? Why do they want to do it? Is it just because they're cashed up and they want to own a professional team?
I think there's probably part of that. You got the money. It's maybe a little bit more an exciting business venture than, say, just buying into stocks. You can find a team to root for. There's a lot of them sort of, like you say, popping up in football. Obviously, it started with Ryan Reynolds buying into Wrexham all those years ago. And I mean, Wrexham, you've seen what they have done to turn that club around. They've gone from a non-league team to I mean, they're on the verge of potentially playoffs to get into the Premier League next season. So maybe people have seen kind of the fun they've had with the team and thought, it's a
Are we going to
fun
see it
idea.
happen here?
I mean, there's probably a few teams who could do with some cashed up owners. I mean, the Wellington Phoenix off the top of my head.
Yeah, Moana Pacifica would probably like maybe The Rock to throw in a couple of million to save them. That'd be nice.
Yeah, that'd be awesome. Hey guys, thanks very much for joining us this morning. That is Cam McMillan, Herald Sports Deputy Editor, and Chris Reive, Herald Sports Journalist. Thanks for coming in this morning.